Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know when you're watching this. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. I'm Ben, and today we are looking at the Line 6 HX Stomp. Ooh. This is a basic overview. I'm going to be doing some deep dives, a bunch of videos on this, but today I just wanted to do a basic overview, or what am I calling it? An uneducated overview. Why? I'm not a digital guy. I'm an analog guy. Pedals everywhere. Yeah, that's me. So I'm going to set this up. I'll be right back, and we'll discuss an overview, an uneducated one. All right, I'm back. I'm still setting up. Why am I stopping now and getting back to you without this all plugged in and everything? Well, I figure, it's a little easier to talk about the various ports and interfaces on this thing before I hook up all the wires. So, 3 main toggle buttons, some adjustment buttons. We'll get into that. Various buttons here. Volume. All right. So, looking at, we'll start here. We have a headphone. We have your MIDI, your input and your out/through. On the other side, looks like that would be your effects loop. We have a stereo send, but then dual mono for the stereo return. On the back, all right, looks like you can do a 4-cable method. You have dual input, dual output. You're reading these. Expression pedal, if you need it. Like if you want to use one of the onboard wahs or volume pedals or whatever. It looks like also there must be some kind of external foot switch, because it also says foot switch for 4 and 5, so you could potentially have a 5-button setup. I haven't seen one of those. I'm curious to check that out. What else do we have here? So yeah, expression pedal, your inputs, your outputs, a USB for doing firmware updates, as well as you can create your own patches on the system, as well as using a computer interface. I don't know. I use a PC laptop, install the software, create a patch, transfer it on over. And yeah, that's the technical term. Your DC input, 9 volts, and your power switch. All right, now I'm going to connect it. We're just going to run it in mono. We have the tone stand set up. We're going to be playing through the Fender Blues Deluxe reissue down below. And yeah, grab a guitar of some kind. Be right back. All right. We are back. We are connected. I have a Telecaster shaped object in my hand. Keep turning it up here because I'm too lazy to reach back and turn up the amp overall. So, looking around, you have 3 banks. And what I mean by that is there's like a 1A, a 1B, and a 1C. On board, you get 99 presets and room for an additional, because I can't remember what the last number is. 1A, 42C. So 42 times 3. What's that? 128? No, 126? No, 42 times 3. Yeah. 126 minus the 99. So 27 extra slots if you don't want to overwrite any presets. And when you go to a preset that's not selected in, just your standard bypass. That's the word, bypass. Oh, man. That's what happens when you shoot videos in the morning. So lots of presets. One thing I don't care for is do you need that much repeats on a preset unless you're doing like David Gilmour type solos? It's way too much. Note to anybody that builds, designs a multi-effects unit that you're putting presets in. Just put a good, solid rock tone for the first preset. Nope. Nope. So like and some, it's interesting because some, you have your signal chain, you can't really see it, but there's blocks. You have blocks. Anybody that's familiar with multi-effects. You can put up to 6 items in line. Everything from, a lot of them will start with a compressor or a volume pedal or something like that. 6 things. So let's say a volume pedal, a dirt box, a chorus, an amp head, a speaker cab, and a post cab reverb. There we go. There's 6. And some of the presets by default, you can have it set up so, like this one, it's got a harmonic flanger, which is enabled by default, because you can hear it. And then they have what they call the Minotaur, dirt box, disabled by default. So, you know, I might warm up and play before hitting record one of these days. So, yeah, bunch of presets, all adjustable, and then you can save them. But a lot of them, see, it's on the borderline of feedbacking. I can't use that in a band environment for the most part. So let's just turn that down a bit, because some are definitely... Now, you get some cool ones, like Secret Ways. I think it's kind of obvious what that is. Yeah. Anyways, Uneducated, right? I didn't consult with Manuel. Manuel knows all. All right, most of you know him as Manuel. Just hunt and peck. You know, that's the way I like to discover my analog devices. So that's the way I'm experiencing this. I've run it in stereo. I've run it in mono. Quite nice, quite nice. And the reason I really wanted to check this out is because it is one-stop shopping. It's not just a multi-effects unit. It's got your effects, of course, but you also have amps, cabs. You can adjust mic placement on said cabs. You know, you can go down that whole rabbit hole. But I like it because, you know, for fly-in gigs, we always hear fly-in gigs. Really, what, there's less than 1% of musicians that play professionally that do fly-in gigs. But hey, just in case somebody calls, I can do a fly-in gig. Stick that right in my carry-on. You know, amp and backline, guitar, provide a backline. Because I don't have a travel guitar or a headless guitar. Headless guitars are good if you have to fly. Just too much reverb. I'm gonna juice this a little. Sorry, mid demo. There we go. That's awfully dark. So we turn that down. I just see something. 14. I think it was 14. Well, maybe it was that one. It wasn't that one. There it is. That's what I started with. HTL with a capital H. Cali with a capital C. So you almost think Hotel California. And then JS afterwards. So it's like Hotel California as done by Joe Satriani? Hi, my tone was down. No wonder everything sounded so dark. My tone was down. Why didn't you tell me my tone was down? All right, so yeah, see, that's the thing shooting this. You can't really see the screen. I don't have multicams, but there's a little home button / view. If I click that, it goes from the setting to actually showing me the signal chain. And for instance, highlighted right now is Brit Plexi BRT, which I assume is bright, which is your amp. And from there, I believe, yes, turning the bottom knob, I can scroll through various amps. Brit Plexi Jump. Now, is that for Van Halen's Jump? Or does it mean jumper setting? I hear a little more gain. I'm thinking jumpered. There is a lot of amps in here. I'm sure you'll find something you like. A German Mahada Via. Sure, let's go with that. I'm just rambling at this point. Let's go back. I'm going to go back to the main view. So you can set it up that these are your two stomp box buttons. Bing, bing. To turn off, like this one, for instance, will turn off the dirt box, which is still dirty. Which I think they have the level below Unity. And the other one turns off the transistor tape, which I'm thinking is transistor tape echo. Anyways, so I just want to point that out. You may have noticed that one flashing. No, it's not a carbon monoxide detector or a low battery warning. That's tap tempo. So you can, there, move it faster. Clearly that's not level flat. But if you hold it down, boom, you're into tuner mode. Oh, look at that, I'm just a touch flat. There's multiple tuner settings. This is the coarse tuner. There's well, you can't see it, but there's coarse tuner or fine tuner. Forget the fine tuner. I'm not. I think you need at least the 18:1 ratios. You know, I prefer like a 25:1 ratio, to be honest, with that fine tuner. And of course, it will bypass your tone. And if you're on a dark stage, notice green light because I'm in tune. If I go below, light's gone. Doesn't register. Now you see this one light up low because it's finally registered as an E, but it's too low to be an E. Yeah, I'm telling you. Boom, we're in range. If I go sharp, oh, look at the other one lights up. So, you know, that's handy. Dark stages. Those deep and dark stages. And then you can just hit any one of them to bring it back. Tuner's handy. I do like the volume here, not just because you're going to use it if you're using a headphone out. But if you haven't taken the time, you've made all these presets and they're not all exactly the same overall volume, you can nudge it. I would recommend, again, I would replace this knob with, or put a cover over it, something to make it bigger and easier to rotate with my toe. So I can, adjust as needed. Because it is on the outside, I could just run my shoe up against it and bing bing, adjust accordingly. I like that idea. I don't think these buttons, these buttons don't do anything unless you're in the edit portion, and those, depending on what it says above it, that's what it does. Yeah, Ben, you're really rambling at this point. How long is this video? I don't know. But like I said, it's an uneducated overview. So I'm getting into the world of digital. The pluses. Pretty easy to use, pretty straightforward interface. You know, as far as I could tell, my biggest problem was trying to figure out how to save a preset. I couldn't figure it out, even though we have the word save written under this first patch, where if you press these two buttons, that's where you save it. Wish I figured that one out. Yeah. So, there is that. Drawbacks. 6 blocks seems like enough. I like adding in modulation. I'm trying to do a master pedal board in every preset. That's my problem. But, you know, 6 blocks, you should be able to do stuff. You know, you're not doing a massive pedal board in this. If you need something like that, go for an HX Effects or the actual full-blown Helix that has, I believe, 30 blocks instead of 6. Other than that, I touched on it earlier, the presets, get rid of all that damn delay. Just put in some decent rock, you know, to start. Rock tones, dirty tones, you know, maybe some country tones, which is like a compressed clean tone, chicken picking, easily accessible. And then further on, put all your Landa, Lukather, AOR based presets. What's AOR, Ben? Album Oriented Rock. Possibly known as yacht rock to some. Yeah. So that's what's going on with that. That, and I'd like to see a few more effects on board. Just overall, your choices, you know, but I'm one of those, if you offer me 8 phasers, I'm going to want 9. It's just the way I am. But, as pointed out to me, for the price point too, because, let's be honest, do I have something handy? Ah, there we are. So, this retails for $8.29 Canadian plus tax. I don't know what that translates to in euro or US dollars. I don't know. It's 2020. I can't leave Canada anyways. Well, let's not get into that. But the reason I mention is, here's an LPD Pedals Vermin. Hey, what's that? Do research if you want. But the reason I bring this up is, these retail, let's say 200 US. Well, with conversion rate, import, stuff like that, you're looking at the better part of 300 with taxes and everything. So I could have like 3 boutique pedals, or I can have that. 3 boutique pedals. Ooh, hand wired, true bypass. We like that. Or I can have that. 3 of these, 1 of those. And since I already mentioned, I'm having a hard time keeping it down to 6 blocks. 6 of these. What's that? 1,800 bucks? Yeah. So there we are. Great little price. Yeah, bang for the buck. You know, decent bang for the buck. You know, it's a few bucks. Wow, I just realized when I do this. Ooh, big head, little head. You're going off topic again, Ben. I know. So, long story short, if you're looking to get into something like this, go for it. I don't know what the resale value is if you decided to sell it, but people seem to like them. I know I browsed the local Kijiji. I don't know if I've ever seen an HX Stomp on the local Kijiji. So, I don't know. There we are. I'm Ben. Like, share, and subscribe. Hold those doors open. Comment down below if you've made it this far. Comment down below what your favorite multi-effects unit is. It doesn't have to have the cab sims and the amp sims and all that stuff. It could be just a multi-effects unit. Let me know down below. Let me know down below. Yeah, that rhymes. Oh, well. I'm Ben. Cheers. Rock on. Hold those doors open. Bye.